Marty Caniglio joins us now. Obviously, the big story of the night, all these wind gusts all over town.
Well, it's the wind gusts, and we're still living with the two massive snowstorms we had here in the Front Range, and being affected by them tonight because of all the blowing snow, ground blizzards, and drifting snow over highways. Earlier in the day, Georgetown, a notorious spot for wind and limited visibility, really slowing folks down. In fact, traffic was backed up at the tunnel all the way till about 9:30 tonight. Things finally starting to slow down, but it's going to be blowing with very dangerous conditions through the Front Range Mountains through the night. If you're worried about additional snow, check out the satellite through the night tonight, and you'll see there's not much moisture with this system. This is a wind maker. We'll have just a couple of isolated locations in the state picking up snow. The wind goes until 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. High wind warning out for the Front Range Mountains. Gusts easily up to 100 miles per hour at areas along and west of Highway 93. Here in town, up to Fort Collins in northwestern Weld County, up to 70, even 80 miles an hour possible. Strong winds also from the Springs down to the south. You can see the blowing snow this afternoon up around Mount Evans. This is the kind of thing folks are now dealing with right down here in the plains. Now, if you look at Colorado 925, you'd wonder what all the excitement is about here in the backyard as well. Not too bad. It's a little bit breezy, and temperature's actually warmer now than it was at 5 o'clock this afternoon. In fact, DIA is warmed up as well. During the day, only 32 degrees. This evening, it's warmed up to 34 after an overnight low of 12. It's 34 now at the airport. Look at the wind, steady out of the west at 29 miles an hour. Backyard temp currently 36 degrees. That's 6 degrees warmer than it was at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Greeley is now down to 9. Fort Collins is actually going up now. I'm anticipating everybody's temperature to go up with these winds. 23 in Kremling, 6 in Lamar in the Arkansas Valley. Denver tomorrow, in town, 50 degrees, mainly because of the strong northwesterly winds. So we'll see 20s here along the Front Range, but the farther east you go, the cooler it will be because the wind won't extend out all that far. Single digits in the southeast corner of the state, teens for most other locations, and west of the divide, not windy at all, so it's going to be very cold in the mountain valleys tonight. We'll look for single digits to well below zero, especially in the southern valleys. We'll go below zero tonight with low teens in the west. I did mention snow, about 1 to 4 inches from Berthoud Pass to Winter Park up in the Rocky Mountain National Park, over Rabbit Ears Pass, and in the Steamboat Ski area, closer to 7 to 8 inches of snow by late tomorrow afternoon. No one else will get snow. No snow south of I-70 tomorrow. 40s right along the border, but 40s and 50s as we get here closer to the Front Range down to the Springs and Pueblo. 20s and 30s in the mountains and west. It's going to be a cold week in western Colorado and turning colder here as well. Wind, wind, wind with blowing snow tonight and tomorrow. 30s at higher elevations, 40s to near 50 here in the plains. High wind warning out, gusts to 70 in town, over 100 miles per hour possible in the mountains. 23 tonight, 50 tomorrow with the wind slowly dying down in the afternoon. Couple of decent days on Tuesday and Wednesday. Arctic front on Thursday. We hit that 30 early. It gets colder than that. Light snow Thursday. It looks like light snow on Friday. Very cold Friday and Saturday. In fact, I kind of peeked ahead a little bit, Carrie and Ward. Saturday, we may not get out of single digits all day on Saturday. So the coldest day of the season headed our way by later this week.
Keep coats handy. Marty, thanks.
It's now closed southbound from Lincoln Avenue all the way to Colorado Springs.
And 9 News meteorologist Marty Caniglio is live in Castle Rock. And Marty, you traveled all the way down to Monument Hill, and it is snowing hard, huh?
We almost got to Monument Hill. We couldn't get to the top of Monument Hill, Kim and Mark, because of the heavy snow, and there was so much traffic backed up earlier in the day. We're in Castle Rock right now. I estimate about a 10-inch snowfall here. You know, but it's hard with all the melting we've had. Moderate to heavy snow, as you can see, I'm facing into that gusty north wind. Throughout the day today, heavy snow on I-25 has brought traffic almost to a complete stop. By mid-afternoon, well over a foot of snow had fallen in central Douglas County. Slush, ice, poor visibility, and accidents on Monument Hill today created incredibly slow progress on the interstate.
You know, I left at about 11:15, and I got through the Denver stuff, you know. It was kind of stop and go, but it's around 40 miles an hour. But just in the last 8 or 9 miles did we start running into this.
The trip from Castle Rock to Monument Hill Took a while.
I got there probably about 12:30-ish, quarter to 1, and it's what 2:20 now.
So almost. So you're going a whopping 4 miles per hour.
I'm just killing them dead, you know.
As of 2 o'clock this afternoon, traffic was backed up for 10 miles. Photojournalist Dan Wood showing you northbound I-25 out of Castle Rock toward Denver, which is fine. As you said, southbound is a mess. Also here in Douglas County, Highway 83 is closed from Franktown for about 20 miles to the south. We're up in and around Larkspur today and toward the Franktown area. Solid 14 to 16 inches of snow there. Very slushy and poor visibility, so it's no wonder that many of the highways around the area are closed. And by the way, the forecast Kathy made last night, fantastic. Right about the 6,000 foot level, we changed over from rain to snow. I take my hat off for her, but it's too cold. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, that would be foolish.
No question, she hit it dead on. You know, Marta, everybody was commenting here today, all of us who came in to Denver from the south, couldn't believe it. There's a line at about Bellevue, I was telling Kim, where it just turns to rain and conditions improve dramatically. But south of that, where you are most especially, it's no man's land.
Well, and there is an interesting thing that we were talking about earlier in the newsroom today. You know, Kathy mentioned the 2 inches of rainfall we've already had. We figure when it's all said and done, we probably get a little more than 2.5 inches of moisture out of this storm. Well, in Denver, if it had been 32 degrees, that 2.68 inches would have been about 27 inches of snow. Now, if it would have been 24 degrees, we would have had 40 inches of snow. Now, so we're just talking about, you know, splitting hairs here. 36, 37 degrees. It's amazing. It could have been a whopper.
No question.
Wow, now that you put in perspective for me, I'm grateful.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Marty.
Boy, rock slides are also keeping